I'm Jan Bratt, and these are my Polish chickens. The proper name is white-crested blue Polish for this one, and white-crested black Polish for this one. And they are a breed that is very, very old. You can see them in paintings that are from the 1400s. And this is called their crest, and that's one of the hallmarks of the breed. And so her name is Raise the Flag, and she's won a lot of big prizes. She's a hen now, which means she's over a year old. And this is Sachet, and she's just a pullet this year, so she's under a year old. And they lay white eggs, and you know that because they have, I'll show you their eyes. Okay, Sachet. They've got white earlobes. So there's their little eyes, and when you have a bird like this, you have to make sure that you take out the feathers around their eyes so that they can see properly. So I'm always checking. The way you do it is you put them right up to you like this, and if you can see their eyes, then you know they're okay. So they can find their food, but they can never be free-ranged because if a hawk came, they wouldn't be able to see it. So I have kept them for about 15 years, and one of the things I love about them is they're very friendly. They do take a lot of care. For example, if their crests get wet and then they get it dirty, then it will never come out. You have to wait till they molt, and they molt every year, but that's a long wait. So I always make sure that they don't get their crest wet and then dirty at the same time. So they have a roof in their outside pen, and then they come inside at night. And so they do lay quite a few eggs, mostly in the spring. They wouldn't be like your leghorn. Like if you wanted to have a little egg laying business, probably not the breed for you. As a show bird, they are spectacular because everybody looks at them. They're so unusual, but they do take I take an hour and 10 minutes for each bird. And so I have a technique that I use. I use a towel and just wrap her up like this so she can't flail her wings. So she's not being hurt at all, but she's a little bit upset about being confined. So then I will flip her over, and let's say this is the faucet. I'll just put her head, I'm holding the back of her crest, and then I just wet it, and then I have some special shampoo that doesn't sting her eyes, wash her face, and then I'll take out any feathers that are damaged or that are black that are in there. There might be one or two, and then rinse it very, very carefully, and then as I'm drying it, I put her in the whole sink all covered with soap suds and wash her, and then I put her in the bathtub to rinse her so that get all the soap out. And then she gets wrapped in more towels, and then she goes under the heat lamp with her friends, and then she'll be ready for the show. I'll have to cut her toenails and her beak, and they're a little bit hot right now, that's why they're opening their beaks, but they also right now they're laying a lot, so they may be, a lot of times when they're talking like that, it's because they're going to lay an egg. And I would never use them as meat birds. I'm a vegetarian, and I would say not for meat. And let's see, they would compete in the any other comb clean leg class at a chicken show or your state fair. And they live to be quite old. I have quite a few birds that are 12 years old. I have one that's 15, and they stop laying at maybe 6 years old. But I do have a bird that's like 7 years old, and she still has a few eggs, and they're quite easy to hatch. They mostly are not a non-broody type of chicken, which means they don't sit there and hatch their eggs. But for some reason, they have started to do it, and so they have been very good mothers. She's had babies and she's had babies. Now she's putting her wings out like this because she's hot, because it's like around 85. But they will do well in cold weather. And the males, the cocks and the cockerels, will have red wattles, and their crest feathers will come down almost like a rock star. And I love the males. So I didn't have any today because they're at home. They're not in condition for show right now. But I think don't listen, my favorites. So I think that you should look into this breed if you're interested in a bird with great temperament, that you don't mind spending a little extra time taking care of them, that are showstoppers when you take them to a show. They're a real exhibition type of poultry, And the breeding part is really fun because it's such an old breed. The babies are almost perfectly like the parents. You hardly ever get anything that you have to, be ashamed of because it doesn't look like the right breed. But always start with good blood stock is important, and then you're on your way.